I'm Jim Wallace from the Australian Christian Lobby. I want to activate you on something that's very important to the church, but also to the maintenance of community standards in Australia. The Australian Government is currently conducting a consultation process into how best to protect human rights. Now, this is very laudable, and nobody is more concerned about human rights than the church. But unfortunately, the whole process has been hijacked by those who want to see a Charter or Bill of Rights implemented in Australia. Now, whatever form a Charter or Bill of Rights takes, it inevitably transfers power from elected representatives to unelected judges. In different parts of the world, we've seen a real nonsense as a result of this. In Canada, where the government attempted to limit the advertising of tobacco, the laws that they tried to implement were overturned on the basis that they were against free speech. In the same place, attempts to try to limit marriage to be between a man and a woman were overturned by the judges. In the United States, where Congress tried to block internet use of pornography, the courts decided that this again was against free speech. Now, for all this nonsense, charters and bills of rights don't necessarily guarantee human rights. In the United Kingdom, for instance, where they have a Charter of Rights, their anti-terrorist laws are much more draconian than Australia's are, and they still place women and children into detention, which we don't. Now, in our very short experience of Victoria's Charter of Human Rights, we find that we've all the dangers that we're going to experience from this sort of mechanism. Within a few months of the Charter being passed, the government launched a review into the exemptions that are enjoyed by organisations like churches, church organisations and church schools of legislation like anti-discrimination legislation. Now, these exemptions are very important because they allow these organisations to employ people whose faith represents or is reflective of the faith of the organisation. Obviously essential to Christ's purposes being worked out through these organisations in the community. Now, we really need to get active on this. Our opponents at this point in time say that they've got 10,000 submissions into this process. We have very few. We need you to get onto the website makeastand.org.au and through that website to access the pro forma for a submission and to fill out that pro forma and to get it in to the process before the 15th of June. It's very easy to do on that website. You can also find lots of information that might help you to put the submission together. It doesn't have to be long. The other thing we need you to do while on the website makeastand.org.au is to add your name to a petition that's on that website. We need tens of thousands of signatures on that petition, which calls for the government not to implement a Charter or Bill of Rights. This is probably the most important issue that's confronted the church for a long time, and I really hope that you'll be with us in trying to do something about it. God bless you.